Game time! Woo!
You ever watch that movie Scanners where the dude's head just explodes? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Game Room Dudes. Unfortunately tonight, our good friend Carl, the master of the intros, is not here to join us, so P-Dubs really didn't talk to me about it. He just kind of put me on screen, so here I am. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Friday night entertainment. I am me. It's me. It's Michael B, of course, joined by the P to the D. This is so stupid. It's P-Dubs. P-Dubs is here also. Only two of us. Our resources are depleted, but we will still try to put on the best goddamn show, or like 16th, 17th best goddamn show in the home arcade space. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Game Room Dudes.
Woo, Mike, it took a while. It took a while to get through that intro, but you made it happen.
I'm a long intro guy.
You made it happen. I was like, is he going to tell our life story? It was a sunny day in May when P-Dubs was born.
This time, me and this chick were going in the woods, right?
Oh, man. Who's here in the live chat? If you're here, start shouting at us out. Let us know if you're here, guys. I need a second. I'm out of breath. I was running through my house, so I'm still catching my breath here. But Mike, how are you? It's Friday. We're here, baby.
Another rough week. 5 straight days getting kicked in the nuts, but I'm so excited to be here with you, P-Dubs. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss Carl and Stephen Nostalgia tonight, but very excited to hang out, talk about all the stuff that happened in the retro gaming space, home arcade, toys, whatever else the hell we want to talk about. I mean, that's what we do. And with these people here that come and hang out with us every Friday night, which really, guys, seriously means the world to me. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you know what's funny is, when we come up with these podcast shows, and guys, these podcast shows are not scripted. They're not produced. Or they're produced, but they're not produced well. And what happens is we talk about what would be some fun topics to have a great conversation about, and we put them on our thumbnail or we put them in our show title. And sometimes, as you guys know, if you have common sense and half a brain cell in your brains, sometimes conversations go off the rails and maybe we'll miss something. We'll miss something that's in the title, or we'll miss something that's in the thumbnail. Does that mean that we did this maliciously, Mike, intentionally? It was our job to screw people over who wanted to talk about My Arcade or some other stupid shit?
I got booted from, what was it, Game Time Tuesday night for talking about My Arcade. Couldn't comment.
If you're going to be that level of soft, that you're that mad that we didn't get to a topic, go cry me a river, man. Go cry me a river, man. We do the best we can here.
Real glass, cry me a river.
Oh man. All right. But here's what we have on the agenda. And hopefully we'll get to this stuff. We're going to talk about AtGames, and the Star Trek pinball games came out
Oh,
this week.
really quickly, really quickly. So Carl, we actually don't know what's going on with Carl tonight. We don't know why he's here. He can be in the chat for some reason. Nostalgia, however, is currently for you people that understand Canada, is currently in the oil sands. He said he had to take a quick trip out there. So now Nostalgia is the CEO of the Alberta oil sands. I just want to make that clear. That's on his resume as we speak.
Mike, we were told to just say he's at another family reunion.
Oh, uh-oh.
We got to follow instructions, buddy.
Uh-oh.
We got to follow instructions. All right. So a number of topics for tonight. We're going to talk about the AtGames Star Trek pinball games release. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they playable? Are they enjoyable? We're going to be talking a little bit about our good friends, the Buy Stuff guys. That's right. Buy Stuff Arcades dropped a big bombshell this morning. That's right. Pre-orders are up. Those of you who've been watching this show and they're like, God damn it, all they ever do is talk about that new 4K pinball machine. Well, Buy Stuff Arcades has got a great little thing for you that you could possibly consider purchasing for your original high-def AtGames pinball machine. We're going to talk about that. Mike,
Hey,
who stole the show?
Really quickly,
What?
really
What?
quickly. Do you remember the AtGames Legends Pinball HD?
Yeah.
Buy Stuff Store and Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, who stole the show this week? Who made announcements like crazy this week?
Evercade.
Yeah.
Holy
Well,
shit.
we haven't talked about the Evercade in a long time, but we're going
No.
to talk a bit about the Evercade.
Yeah, I was talking to Nostalgia about it last week, and I was like, man,
Yeah.
haven't heard anything from Evercade in forever.
Yeah. And also, I was watching. I don't even know if I should say this. That usually means I shouldn't.
Oh, no. When I get that feeling of something I shouldn't do, then I just do it. It feels great.
Have you ever seen the movie Not Another Teen Movie?
I haven't. No.
Oh, never mind. Then that just canceled the whole joke because you're not going to get the joke.
Oh.
But basically, Arcade1Up put out their announcement this week, and you can have a hot take to it, or you could have a it is what it is and move on with your life take to it. What kind of take are we going to have? We'll know when we get there. So we got a lot of fun things we want to talk about here tonight. And we'll see how things also get thrown off the rails, because we fully expect that to happen. Let's say hi to who's here in the live chat, and then we'll get this show started proper. If you want your shout outs, you got to do it now. James Hates Everything, the #2 PowerPoint creator in all of the home arcade spaces here. What's up, James? Chris is here at XXW. Nostalgia is undeniably watching Aladdin as we speak. Jason the Little Alien is moderating this sumbitch. El Capitan is here as well. E. Leo. Carl O. Good to see you, Carl. Shotgun Sean is here as well. The Fist of Love. I haven't heard that since that one night in Vegas. Kevin Clausen's here. Shardio's here. Who else we got here, man? JT Bruddick is here. Jamie Locken. Bo knows Tecmo. Knowing is power. This is the B-Dub show? The B-Dub show?
Yeah, B and Dubs.
Oh,
Michael B and Dubs.
Ah, there you go.
My buddy Stock Jock's here. Good to see you, Stock Jock.
Yeah.
Kevin Clausen, the Clausen Claus. Good to see him. Knowing his power is here. We got lots of people here in the chat. I saw Dr. Freeman earlier. Did you say Sir Sega? Our buddy Dan in St. Louis. Who else we got here? You guys throw them up there. We'll throw them out to you. Your keyboard is just too quiet. I don't get a good sense of your anger level when typing. I need you to get a louder keyboard. Meatball Saucy's here. Orion's Dreams. Big B 73. Let's rock and roll.
All right, guys. The future of tonight's broadcast rests in the viewers' hands. I put a poll in the live chat. Should Mike and I invite some of these YouTubers? There's a lot of fun home arcade YouTubers who are in our live chat. Should we just invite them to come on the show and have these conversations with us, these topics that we've picked for tonight? Or should we be like Heath Slater? Remember Heath Slater, Michael B? It's the two-man band, baby! Is it just going to be
a three-man band?
But since we don't have a third, it's two, so it's two-man band. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go. All right, get those votes in, guys. So far, the two-man band baby is leading 60% to 41%, guys. Don't go crying and running around in your little Facebook chats, your little Twitter chats, your little Discord chats, calling us gatekeepers.
I would love to have Jason on. Kevin Clausen says invite the best mom in the business to your show. Jason, if you want to jump on, you got a camera. You got to have a camera. That's the rule.
Yeah, Jason, you want to come on? We should get at least Jason on, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, don't go running around calling us gatekeepers. The power, the people have the power.
No, you guys can call me gatekeepers. It's benefited my channel immensely, all the things people say about me. So keep it up. Throw those gang signs up. I don't care.
Did Jason say he's willing to come on? Come on, Jason, let us know. I got a show to do here, man. We got to get moving here, baby. We only got it the last couple of weeks, Mike. We have unfortunately gone for about 2 goddamn hours, and that's just
I love it. I love a long show. You know, I go longer
and that is 42 minutes too long. These things are supposed to be a very acceptable 1 hour and 18-minute broadcast.
Oh, I just got the best bit from Stock Jock. I can't wait till we talk about Arcade1Up later.
I like the two-man crew, guaranteed at least 50% less long hour handheld coverage. Thanks so much, Paul Minderman, for your support. Oh my God, it's 50-50, guys. And we only got 56 votes in the chat. All right, we'll let it go for another couple seconds.
You got to get the hardware, Jason. That's the problem.
He doesn't have the hardware, guys. He's not going to be able to make it.
Well, let's just we'll go and we'll start the show, and then we'll come back to this. We'll put a pin in it. Let's put it in the parking lot, and we'll come back and discuss it in about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Meatball Saucy, one of our favorites, is here. And actually, I got 2 new toys that arrived. I got my MetaQuest 3. And then I also
you garbage person. Pete Ups shares out a link for the Amazon link for the Quest 2 this week. He's like, hey fellas, save a little money. You don't need to get the Quest 3. It's on sale. And then he posts, my Quest 3 is here.
I didn't post that my Quest 3 is here. It just arrived like an hour ago. So I got my BCOG's not available, Weapon X. We asked him. BCOG's not available. Let's see here. So what were we talking about? Oh, MetaQuest. So yeah, so MetaQuest 3 arrived today. But if you don't want to spend the $500+ on the MetaQuest 3, guys, the MetaQuest 2 right now is on sale on Amazon. There's a link.
Oh, you should put a link up there for people to save the money.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's put that up there. Because, Mike, there's nothing wrong with buying a MetaQuest 2, is there?
No, actually, I'm very happy with my MetaQuest 2. I'm sorry. I'm a cheap man, P-dubs. I'll be happy to play these games on the 2 for right now.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Mike. You want to handle all these super chats while I grab this link?
Yeah, we got a $2 super chat here from our buddy Kevin Clausen. Jason should join and take Ristelge's job. I don't hate that idea. And I think Kevin Clausen threw up a super chat earlier that I may have missed, so let me go back and read that one.
I saw another one.
Listen to that guy talk, man. Man, that guy can pull. You're goddamn right.
So the MetaQuest 2, guys, is on sale, 20% off. It's $199 on Amazon right now. So pretty good deal if you want to get into the VR stuff and not have to spend $500+. And the MetaQuest 2 plays a lot of the current VR games, right? No issues? As far as I know, I haven't heard.
The MetaQuest 2, everything plays on it. There's nothing that's exclusive to the MetaQuest 3 yet. Maybe a slightly better experience. So that's why I jumped back in with the MetaQuest 2. I could just enjoy everything now. Very quickly, Paul Minderman, put a pin in this one and bring it back to when we talk about Arcade1Up, buddy.
Well, how about we do it now, because it's only like a 3-minute thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
hold on, really quickly. We got a good comment here from Zero Hero.
The economy's hard. Unfortunately, guys, we had to let 2 people go, and we could only afford MetaQuest 2s. You know what? Let's do that first, guys. Because this is only going to take a couple minutes when it comes to Arcade1Up.
Actually, it might be a little bit longer because I got some surprises.
No, Mike. The 13-minute video you made about this was 13, no, 12 and a half minutes too long.
I think I could have went longer.
Let's find out what's up with Arcade1Up. All right, so why don't you take care of the Travis thing that you wanted to tell Paul? Because if you don't say it, I'm going to say it because I just found out this week.
Oh, you might know something different than I know. You can do that. But anyways, yeah, Travis is not doing anything with Arcade1Up right now because they're not doing anything community related with Arcade1Up right now. Travis's specific role there was to be the community liaison, and there's no community plans, so he's not doing anything with them right now. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, I sent him a message earlier in the week because I wanted to tease him about something. And I asked him, I said, hey, are you still working with Arcade1Up? And he told me no. So to my knowledge, guys, there is no more community liaisons for Arcade1Up. None. So put that in your Reddit, Paul. He's done as far as we know. So there you go.
Paul, I got a bomb to drop on you in a little while, and I've already teased you about it too. James Hates Everything might want to hear about this too.
So, I mean, I have no idea what's going on with this company. The writing is all over the wall. It's not looking pretty, Mike. It's not looking pretty. Mike, please confirm that this is why you removed the Arcade1Ups from your office.
Yeah, I had a company, this random company I just heard about called TaskRabbit. I was like, I can't get these things down the stairs by myself. So I called them up and they were like, yeah, come in. Funny enough, if you want to bring the article up on screen, then we can start talking about it. I talked to a couple people that used to work with Arcade1Up about this. And believe it or not, as much as we're kind of like taking a piss on it and stuff like that, this has been a long planned thing with Arcade1Up, going back all the way to the Scott Bacharach days. The idea was they always saw that there was maybe a barrier to entry with certain people with Arcade1Up of people not wanting to build the cabinets themselves. So they wanted some kind of white glove service. So this was not something that just randomly came up or, this random pathetic thing. This was a long-range plan. They wanted to come up with somebody that was going to provide white glove service for setting up these Arcade1Ups. Like when I heard about it, it blew my mind too. I mentioned it in my very prompt and, very to-the-point video I did earlier this week. And I said, there's people out there that either A, don't feel technologically inclined enough to possibly build this, or B, don't really want to do it, or just lazy and be like, I don't want to do that. It's like IKEA furniture. They mentioned the exact same thing under TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit already works with IKEA because there's people out there that are like, I love IKEA's furniture. I don't want to be assing around building it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can take away from this, and it's silly. It's silly and dumb because a lot of us in this community, what are we waiting for, guys? We're waiting for them to do something, right? We're waiting for a game announcement, an arcade announcement. We're waiting for something actually worth talking about. And this is just a small, trivial piece of their business that unfortunately they turned into an announcement. They shared it everywhere because they got nothing else to talk about. But
it's always been a problem with Arcade1Up. Arcade1Up is very tone deaf with their announcements, and Arcade1Up is very tone deaf with their marketing, because what they do is they just throw everything out there to everybody. This is an announcement that is fine to go out on the PR newswire and fine to go out trying to get down news circuits, or maybe some kind of something on the box, right? To say, hey, don't want to put this together? Call a tasker, something like that. The core community, the people that have been around for, years, that already have your Arcade1Up app, that are on your Facebook pages, that are on your email lists. Hey guys, guess what? We've been doing this for years. We know how to do it. We don't have any problem with it. You are not making anybody in this community excited. So when you put up an announcement and say, we heard the feedback from our community, this didn't come from the community. This is something you're doing to try to attract new customers. So the fact that it was kind of marketed and pushed towards existing customers was like kind of dumb. The one thing that a lot of people said, I said, and you actually said it kind of as a joke, that Nostalgia was going to say it was going to bring value. I do see some benefit to this in the community for people with disabilities, mobility
Yes.
impairments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great
So
thing just to have a service set up to build these
we
stuff for them.
we live in an era of cancel culture. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like John D got himself canceled for making a comment about another YouTuber who was in a handicap section at a hockey game, right? I'm not going to sit here and completely shit on this announcement and look like I don't care about people with disabilities or handicaps because that's who this service is for. Let's not forget that, guys. And keep it in mind, too, guys, I also am handicapped. How many of you in the live chat met me at the Cleveland Gaming Classic? How many of you guys saw me limping around through the convention? Anyone who's met me in person has seen that I walk kind of funny. I have a permanent limp. I have handicap placards. I am a handicapped person. But luckily, I can walk, I can bend over, I can, build things on my own. But if I had severe issues where I couldn't assemble something like this but wanted to own it, hey, they're making it happen with this, and that's all there is to it. And that's the end of the conversation, right? Like I don't know why it took over all of the Arcade1Up community because they have nothing else to talk about.
Well, they have nothing else to talk about. The only real story from this really was the fact that they said, hey, we're listening. Don't say you're listening because you're not listening right now. And maybe you can't listen. It's easy to kick Arcade1Up right now because they're a little down. They're not doing what we want. There's nothing to be upset about with this announcement. We're just having a little bit of fun with it. This is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that bad things are happening with Arcade1Up. Do they have stupid marketing? You betcha. But other than that, there's nothing really negative out of this announcement.
Okay idea, stupid marketing, and it's a shame that because this is something that could have ended up getting like mixed in with like 4 other announcements that are more exciting if this was the year 2020, right?
The PR Newswire thing was fine. There's nothing wrong with putting that announcement out there. It's advertising to your core audience, sending out like the email blast and stuff like that. You're like, there's nothing to be weird about. It's just questionable marketing.
Yeah. So I'm not going to completely crap on it because I also am handicapped. I understand handicapped people, and this is a service for those types of customers. And I still think, I wish you would have had something else to announce on top of this. Otherwise, this is just the headline, and who gives a shit?
Yeah,
we should move on to the next topic, Mike, because I'm actually annoyed that we've spent 4 minutes on it.
No, I think we can beleaguer this. So I
for
think
13 minutes.
I think you actually bring up a really good point. If this came out at the same time, they were like, "Hey guys, we're just announcing this new cab, and guess what? We just signed this unique partnership with TaskRabbit. So if you're the kind of person that you don't really have time to build your own cab, you're not technologically inclined, or you're a person with a mobility impairment, this is perfect for you." Yeah, that's a winning combination for an announcement. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And just another thing I just want to bring up, if you want to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, that's fine. I've always used the term disabled, and I think there's a difference between the U.S. and Canada. I go to hotels and I see the word handicap there, and that's it's called handicap parking. No one says that here in Canada anymore. Everything is, this is the disabled parking section and stuff like that. You got to be careful sometimes because the way the nomenclature used is offensive to some people, but you use whatever word you want to use for yourself. That's your business.
Who, me?
Yeah, if you want to say, I'm that, you go ahead and say that. I have no problem with that.
I am permanently disabled. I will never not walk like this,
accessible.
What I mean?
Nostalgia, who doesn't work for a not-for-profit disability organization, actually has the right. It's not called disabled. It used to be. It's accessible parking. That's what we call it.
Yeah. Oh man, this is almost as exciting as the MVSX riser announcement, the C2E2 announcement from a couple of years ago. You remember that, Mike? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was hot news. That was hot news. Okay, there you go. So that's what's going on with Arcade1Up. No other news, nothing else to see here.
Oh, there is news.
Oh, God.
Can we talk rumors? Can we talk rumors and stuff like that?
All right. Well, hold on. Let's get the chat involved in the rumors. Let's put them on the screen here. All right, Mike, tell me about some Arcade1Up rumors.
So our buddy James Hates Everything, who's here in the chat, he did this great video earlier this week. He got some inside info about Costco, talking about the next XL cabinet that's coming out. Now, I could do this as my own individual video, but I decided to throw some love to Super Game Room dudes and bring it up here. So, yeah, Paul Minderman knows Miss Pac-Man XL. So the rumor
What?
right now going around that people are excited about is that James Hates Everything got some inside Costco info
You're gonna
on
get
Miss
me in
Pac-Man
trouble.
XL. How am I going to get you in trouble?
You're setting me up.
I'm not.
This
setting
is
you
a
up.
setup.
It's not a setup.
This is a setup because
It's
of
not-
what I said to you.
It's not a setup. So here we go. No, JT Brunick, you are mistaken. I haven't done a video on what I'm going to talk about, and that was a live stream. So
You're setting me up, Mike. I know.
no, I'm not. But this is probably going to make some people pretty sad. So
What?
There was excitement that there was potentially an XL cab coming to
Okay.
Costco. James Hates Everything got some information, but one thing he said during the video kind of caught me strange, and I might be misquoting. So if James is still in the chat, he can correct me on this. So what he said was the price point was $4.99, and I said, that's weird. Like, I've never seen an XL dip that low. $5.99 is usually the price at Costco. Usually $6.99 is the regular price. There he is. So he said $4.99 was the price point. And I was like, something strange about that. They wouldn't sell the Deluxe and the XL for the same price. So I did talk to somebody yesterday who heard a rumor that the Miss Pac-Man coming to Costco is in fact not an XL cabinet. It's
Deluxe?
actually something else. It's either a Deluxe or a pub table.
Oh, gee.
Oh man, maybe James didn't give a price point, but anyways,
Is
that's what.
is it going to be a baby blue color, or
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
going to be
baby blue
It's
color.
not going to be.
So
Do you guys like the black and pink?
no,
It's not horrible. I just prefer the blue. Let me know in the live chat.
so anyways, I will say James probably has more official evidence than I have, but this came from a pretty reliable source. So we'll see. Anyways, it looks like Miss Pac-Man might be either a deluxe or, only details I had 19-inch screen in baby blue. I hope you're right, but the information I was given is it's not XL. And I also, unfortunately, have some other information that kind of corroborates that. You might remember in a video I did a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned Canada was told the XL line is dead. And originally, I assumed that just meant it's dead in Canada because they're signing exclusive deals with Costco. I've also recently been told Shop Hippo was also told the XL line was done. They're not making
By
any
who?
more XL cabs.
By who?
Arcade1Up, apparently.
So where'd you find this out?
Sources.
So who'd you talk to? Do you have screenshots?
Sources.
Do you have
No,
screenshots?
that's why I said.
So what was funny is earlier.
Well, you know what my Canadian source is.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
So earlier, I'm glad James, I got to clear the air with you, my friend, because Michael B tried to get me in trouble on his broadcast on Monday. Don't think I wasn't there, Mike, for that. So what was funny is James puts out his video saying, and by the way, guys, make sure you go check out James Hates Everything on YouTube. Check out his channel. He's doing a pretty good job making home arcade videos
excellent.
and stuff. Very cool looking thumbnails as well. He's got a mixture of like AI thumbnails and stuff like that. Pretty cool guy. And he does some, he's like, if Unqualified Critics was good, it would be James Hates Everything, right? I'm just kidding. Dave, wherever you are, Dave, we miss you. We love you. Who knows where Dave is? That guy fell off the face of the earth, right?
I think he went back to making scooter videos.
Oh, he's back to making scooter videos. Okay, but James Hates Everything is a good channel. Moderators, share a link to his channel below. So James puts out this video, and the whole video is, I have a buddy who works at Costco, has access to their inventory system, and says they have like 13,000 Miss Pac-Mans coming.
Yeah.
And I'm instantly thinking of our boy Big Reese. What did Big Reese do every time he had that leak?
Went for a walk.
No, he didn't just go for a walk. He had his leaker, the source, take a screenshot
until that source got in shit
of the inventory system, which proved that Reese wasn't making shit up, right? And I was like, I was like, did James provide a screenshot? Where's the screenshot? Right? I hope this dude's not pulling James'
No, no,
leg.
no, no.
I
And
hope he's
listen,
not messing with James because
I
I've
don't.
had that, dude. Ever since someone fucked with me on Virtual Fighter, I'm like, dude, I am like, I need to see it in writing. I want to see it in writing.
So Paul Minderman says Arcade1Up sold 13K XLs and they're going to give up XLs. I don't buy it. Same thing I said to the guy I was having the conversation with the other night, and he told me that Arcade1Up more than doubled their sales of almost all the deluxes individually than they did the XL cabs.
Well, is that because they put a ton of them on clearance last year? Remember
No, 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 no,
last
no,
year they
no.
clearanced out a ton of crap?
No, no, no. Sold to the stores. You got to think about this. Arcade1Up doesn't give a shit how many Michael B's and P Dubs buy these. They only care about the retailers.
All right. Oh, look at James. He's got something special planned for tomorrow night. Make sure you guys check it out. I hope it's a screenshot of the inventory system,
Let's see.
James.
No, but
So that's all I asked Mike. That's all I asked him, James. I said, did he share a screenshot or anything? And Mike said no.
Listen, I like James' video, and I think he has some really good information. I was confident after listening to what he said that he was right. Because, I mean, he had details about, he said it had the 19-inch screen, the powdered. He said they were bringing in 13,000, and he had good sales information on the Pac-Man XL. So
there are people out there, Mike, who generate
no. I said, yeah.
Fake rumors, fake leaks. Hell, we know of a couple YouTubers who have done fake Photoshop leaks and created fake Reddit accounts and posted them in the Arcade1Up Reddit just to stir up the community. You know what I mean? Like people, like I get emails from people, like people message us and they, Mike, you've been around doing this for 4 or 5 years like me. Don't people email us like random, hey, did you hear about this? And it's some dude pretending to be a secret source, and it's always some bullshit. So like people mess with us. People mess with us all the time.
All I can say is this isn't some random source. It's not some guy. That's all I can say. I can't say who it is.
People mess with us all the time, make shit up because they think it's funny.
It might be somebody messing with us, but I was given information.
That's why I don't want James getting messed with. Hopefully they gave you like paperwork.
Yeah. So going back to Paul Minderman, because Paul knows, like everybody else knows, I'm a huge XL fan. I am so pissed off at Arcade1Up that there's not more of a focus on XL. I mean, they pulled off truly a Herculean feat last year of getting people excited about another Pac-Man release when they came out with a Pac-Man XL. So, I mean, to me, the most common sense thing for them to do is double down on the XLs. However, I brought that up, and he said, "Oh, deluxes sold double of what the XL did." And I was like, "Yeah, but there was like 6 or 7 deluxes." He said, "No. Each SKU individually, except for a couple, because there was only about 4,000 time crises that went out. There was only so many Fast and the Furious, but like Pac-Man,
so he did identify as a he.
Yes.
Who was it, Mike?
I'm not going to tell you. I can't give my source up.
I put a poll in the live chat. I said, guys, what's your favorite Miss Pac-Man? Do you like blue pink or do you like the black pink? Overwhelmingly, 80% have voted for blue pink, only 21% the black pink SKU. I don't think black pink is horrible. I just would, if I saw it next to a blue one, I would buy the blue one. It's just
again, I'm trying to explain this because everybody keeps saying the same thing. 13K Pac-Man XLs, they sold to retailers over 26K Pac-Man Deluxe, 26K Miss Pac-Man Class of 81 Deluxe, and over 26K MK2 Deluxe. So just to clarify that, I'm not saying that all the Deluxes doubled the XLs. I'm saying each SKU individually had doubled the sales to retailers of the Pac-Man XL, except for Time Crisis and Fast and the Furious.
So what you're saying, Mike, is that you hate XLs and you're pushing you're shilling deluxes, right?
I love XLs. I'm telling. I was upset and heartbroken. That's why I'm sharing this news. I wasn't going to be able to get it anyways. John D was stunned when he learned the number of Pac-Man XLs sold, and then independently confirmed the number and was shocked. Yes, that John D's a reliable guy.
Oh man, that guy. All right, let's just continue onwards, Mike. So is that all for Arcade1Up? You done stirring the pot?
No,
Because on Monday, James, on Monday, Mike was on his show going, well, P-Dubs doesn't think James is telling the truth. I was like, no, all I did was ask to see him a screenshot. That's all
he
I
said.
said.
Some really rude things about
That's
James
not what
behind the scenes.
happened at all, you dick.
I
was like, I just wanted to see the evidence. I have to see it to believe it.
I'm in the camp. I want Miss Pac-Man XL to be real. So, anyways, take my news as it is. We'll find out in a couple of months. But I was told from somebody pretty reliable yesterday, it's not even an XL. So,
yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, cool. So, yeah, so like that, it still doesn't make sense, Mike, that story, because it was like a one-time SKU for one store, and it sold very, very well until they clearanced them out like they always do. But they ended up pretty much selling all of them. So it's it's interesting that that they wouldn't give them more of them a shot. Because I'm okay with the XL size. I like it. So there you go. All right, you want to talk a little bit about, we got a lot of Evercade stuff to talk about. We also got AtGames. Oh, we have some New Wave toys. Can we talk about New Wave toys?
yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely down to talk New Wave toys.
New Wave toys.
Oh, by the way, guys, you know that New Wave toys rumors about the large size cab? I've got a pretty reliable source telling me now that it's actually just another regular cab. There is no XL cab coming out from New Wave Toys either. It's going to be a powder blue pub table burger time from New Wave Toys. Reliable source.
Mike, are you trolling?
I'm trolling with that one.
All right, yeah. Please don't troll me with that, because I have high hopes
We all
that
do.
that Shiloh and Glenn are going to make something kind of cool, kind of limited, like maybe a 500 or 1,000 unit run, maybe a 3,000 unit run tops of some cool like arcade to put in our homes. Like I still have hope.
Okay. No. We're going to go back here because like this is starting to upset me. I don't understand what you guys don't understand. What I'm saying is Arcade1Up is only concerned about selling as much product to retailers as possible. So they sold 13,000 XLs to Costco. You're assuming they went back to Costco and they just said, hey, here's 15,000 of the next one. And Costco said, yippee, let's do it.
Yep.
I don't know everything. None of us know everything. So
Yeah.
Costco might have said, no, we want something that's, easier to move, less space. We don't know.
Yeah. Before the, I like this one right here from James. No year the XL. I remember about right around midway through the year last year, we were still, they're releasing deluxes, like a lot of different deluxe SKUs. They put out 19 different SKUs last year. I mean, they were rehashes, but still they put out a bunch of different remakes, right? And they were all deluxes. And I remember about halfway through the year, we were already predicting okay, it makes sense. This year they're going to push deluxe, and because they keep just re-releasing things with what you call incremental improvements, it makes sense that 2024 is going to be the year of the XL. But then the whole company went to shit, which probably changed it. Right?
Yeah. So, I don't know if people aren't following around, but following the whole schematic from this. What I was told, Arcade1Up thought they did really well last year. They had a pile of stuff ready to go. They went to the retailers, and the retailer said, pump the brakes. We're not going to do that much stuff this year. Let's slow down on releases. So everybody and all the theories about why aren't they just using these sales data? Arcade1Up has no control over everything. The only control Arcade1Up has is they go to the retailers and they show them a picture and go, hey, want to buy 5,000 of these? And if the retailer says no, it's dead in the water. Arcade1Up's not doing shit.
Yeah. Chris asked a great question. Has anyone get Cyrus on for an interview? I don't have a relationship with Cyrus, so count me out there. But then again, I don't know if I might be speaking out of turn for other people. How much of this stuff do you think he would actually answer, or even be able to answer?
I've done
multiple
interviews with Cyrus, multiple interviews, and Cyrus is not going to give you any answer. Cyrus is not Chandi. Cyrus is not David McIntosh.
If I interviewed Cyrus, my goal would be to ask him a bunch of really quick one-word answer questions. That way I could get him saying absolutely, And I'd be like, so your favorite game is Pac-Man? Absolutely. Your best seller is Pac-Man? Absolutely. Are you guys going out of business? Absolutely. I just want to catch him, Mike, and I think it would be funny.
No,
I think it would be good TV.
like it's not fair to shit on Cyrus either, because Cyrus is just trying to do his job, right? So he doesn't
Yeah.
want to say anything. He's trying to be very protective. It's not like me and you. Me and you can say whatever we want. It's not going to make a difference. I mean, as long as we're not telling lies or disparaging the company falsely. We can say whatever we want. Like, I'm not going to lose my job over saying Arcade1Up's bringing out Miss Pac-Man XL, but Cyrus could, right? So, I mean, he's going to be very careful and maybe a little bit more protected on the interviews. You're not getting anything really from Cyrus. We aren't in the days of back in the day when on Tech Buzz is here. So, I mean, like, it used to be such a huge community
What's up,
event.
Buzz?
Used to be such a huge community event. You go on the Retro Buzz, and then it'd be Doug, Glenn, and Steven, and then they'd have Arcade1Up on. And we were getting insight into what they were doing and stuff like that. And then, after that with Arcade1Up Weekly or 1Up Weekly, you would have John D on there and sometimes other people. They were giving insight into what the community's doing. That's not Arcade1Up anymore. You're not going to get anything in there except for very, very hard press release. Like, we asked questions on the 1Up Date show or whatever I tried, but I mean, what are you going to do? You're only going to get what you can get. You can't get anything from it if there's nothing to give. So.
Yeah, I like what Addicted to Arcade1Up wrote right here. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. Casino K. After Casino Cade, 1Up will never talk to Dubs. Do you want a review cab? Sure. Which one do you want? Casino Cade. Are you sure? Yeah, I'll take it.
If you get a review cab, like, honestly, we have.
I was like, it sucks. Now keep in mind, my wife does like the Casino Cade. She enjoys playing it. She was playing it the other night. But me, I don't even want to touch it. But I'm not going to make a fake review or whatever. But the best part is when you give a product a bad review and people call you a sellout. Like, what are you talking about? Did you not watch
the review?
Did you watch the review? All right, guys, let's pivot
I said the
over.
screen was horrible. Good for you.
Mike, you know me. I start getting a migraine if we talk about Arcade1Up too much. Let's talk a little bit more about New Wave Toys here.
Yeah.
So what do we got going on here? Oh man, we got an update. Now for all of you chain smokers, New Wave Toys USB cigarette and USB Artomat charging machines. We're sorry for the delay, but
what was
really
that? Go back.
Oh, that was the picture that I showed on Multicade Mondays of the guy who wanted to trade me a motorcycle for an Arcade1Up. Yeah, there's nothing controversial there. Take your screenshots now, you tinfoil hat idiots. There's nothing controversial here. Some guy tried
secret group.
Some guy tried to trade me a motorcycle for an Arcade1Up. Now let's keep going. So they shared their pre-production samples. Oh, okay. Now let's take a look. Now, Mike, because you were a brave man, you quit smoking. I'm still smoking, unfortunately. I see this. I'm kind of drooling a little bit. You're probably like, you don't want this in your house, huh? Do you think this would lead to bad things? Bad decisions?
I'm all patched up. I'm good to go. Now, I am going, I don't know what you call it, going on a trip next week. I might have some sneaky smokes while I'm going. Not next week, in May. I might have some sneaky smokes while I'm away.
Oh boy, you're gonna get in trouble for that, Mike. All right. I got Mike. I can't hear myself. All right, here we go. So let's go. We got cool super lights. Here's what it looks like. There's your Artomat. Which one of these do you guys like? Let us know in the live chat. Did you pre-order? Are you waiting on your pre-orders? Let me know in the live chat. This is I guess these are the final versions. This is this announcement they were making, and we're getting to the final thing. So check this out, Mike. So production is booked. Going to be completed the week of June is when they're actually going to build these things, and then we should hopefully have them after that, probably July, I'm assuming. If you're not happy, email customer service at newwavetoys.com. They can cancel your pre-order and give you a full refund if you're not happy with the delays. There you go. Mike, go ahead.
I really like that about New Wave Toys. New Wave Toys are such a customer-first company. Like, they're like, guys, we're so sorry. We know we're behind the 8 ball on a lot of these orders. Feel free to cancel if you want. It's just a integrity move.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're giving people a chance. I don't have a poll running in the chat, do I? Nope, I don't have a poll running in the chat. Okay, good. I can literally hear your teeth clicking.
What are you talking about?
I can hear your teeth clicking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. This is what we're talking about the show getting derailed. If there's one thing that we all have pet peeves, right? I hate it when people eat on a live stream. I have no interest in watching you eat, hearing you eat. I never eat on a live stream. The most you might get the occasional slurp from a cup, but even I try to make sure. Yeah, like seriously, Mike, what the hell was that? Did you hear your teeth chomping that banana? Holy shit! Good God, Mike. All right.
Got to get down on it.
Mike, was that like a frozen banana from the freezer? Like, why you got to chew that thing so hard? Holy crap. There you go. So you're going to get those. So what's interesting is I find it funny that some of the people like in the New Wave Toys groups are a little flustered that they haven't like announced any new little arcade machines, which let's be honest, that's their bread and butter. But, and there have been delays, right? Because, you got the Zoltar's delayed, right? These cigarette machines slightly delayed. But it's like, dude, Frenzy and Berserk just shipped like last week. You just got Frenzy and Berserk. You know what I mean? Like, play your Frenzy and Berserk. You know what I mean? And I'm sure they'll put other replicates up for pre-order. They got these cigarette machines are coming in what? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, some shit like that.
Yeah, so, it's not too far off on the horizon.
Dude, time flies so quick. It's crazy. So, I mean, hopefully, but you know who really, this is just my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with me in the live chat. But although I think there's some friendly competition, not like true competition, but friendly competition between New Wave Toys and Numbskull. And for Numbskull to come out and basically announce like 10 titles coming soon, and New Wave Toys, the only thing is coming is a pinball machine and Zoltar as of today. You don't know anything else, no other, and the cigarette machines, right? Like, I think people were hoping to get that kind of roadmap. Right, you know what I mean?
Sorry, my little girl came out and asked me to turn on Bluey in the bedroom for her.
It's okay. You could go turn it off for her.
No. She can go get her mother. Her mother hasn't done anything all day. I've been slaving away here.
Mike, you're terrible. You could go help her.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is my special time. This is Daddy's special time.
Oh my God, Mike, you're terrible. So basically, I think that puts a little bit of pressure on him, right? Because let's be honest, the people who collect Numbskull kind of collect New Wave Toys. Some people don't collect the big stuff. They only collect the small stuff.
Yes and no, because there's two minds of thoughts on when you should do announcements. You don't want to do things too early so that they lose their luster by the time the pre-order goes up. What New Wave Toys does is smart. They announce something, and when they announce it, it's available for pre-order right away. So people jump on it. They get an early discount for doing it. You get a real sense of like FOMO and excitement about the announcement. Like, in 2026, when Real Ghostbusters comes out, am I still going to be jonesing for it?
Yeah. Well, do you really think it... Oh... Well, it could take that long. You know what's interesting, though, is they Numbskull launched their pre-orders for Elevator Action and Zookeeper, and just sent out the sign-up list because they're getting ready to open the pre-orders for Kicks and the other one. I forget what the other one was. Remind me in the live chat, guys. But those are actually sounding like they're going to be moving a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be 2026 before we see Ghostbusters. That would be a shock.
Long time, but we don't know how long this stuff's going to come out. You don't want to go too far out, and also things change, man. Like an opportunity might come up for New Wave Toys within the next like 6 months, and they might have to shift their entire schedule. So you don't want to tell too much of your plans.
Yeah,
and also if, like, say for example, they put up a Kicks now. if you're not a big New Wave toys collector, quarter arcades collector, you're like, kicks, do I want to buy kicks or do I just want to wait for Ghostbusters? It's not always a good idea to go 15 games ahead because you might be selling short some of the ones you already have out there.
Agreed. Okay. I guess that's kind of fair, Mike. I guess that's kind of fair. What's up, Gotham? Gotham's here. Oh my goodness, I accidentally minimized our window where we were at. Now I just lost the live chat. Damn it. All right, let's keep going. All right, so AtGames, ladies and gentlemen. So before we talk about the AtGames and their officially released Star Trek pinball games, how about a big shout out to Buy Stuff Arcades, which they now have, and this is important to note, they now have upgrade kits for your AtGames Legends Pinball high definition pinball machines. So it's important to know if this is something you're interested in, you're definitely going to want to look at the motherboard on your AtGames Legends pinball machine. There's two different motherboards. Now, if you were in like the first couple of waves, way back when the original high def pinball machine was released, such as myself, I was wave 1. You probably have a board that says right here, version 2.2. Well, if you have a 2.2 board, you're not going to be able to upgrade your screen with their PCB. Buy Stuff wasn't able to find out a solution for that. So make sure you guys, before you spend the money and even want to consider doing this, look at your boards and make sure you're on version 2.6 on the board, which I think this might have been like waves potentially. I probably 3 or later, 4 or later. Don't quote me on that. But again, all modding is, what's the disclaimer with mods? All mods are optional. Don't go crying to me because you didn't look and check your board. So version 2.6, and now they're doing a swap where now you can add in an actual 2K basically screen here, 144 hertz refresh rate to your Legends pinball machine. And they put out this great video on their channel. Let me see here. Can we get this video shared in the live chat, Jason? Could you help me out? It's on their YouTube channel. And it's actually, it doesn't look like a terribly difficult process. And how many of you guys out there are interested in upgrading your high def screen to this 2K-ish screen, 144 hertz? What do you think about this, Mike?
I think it's really cool. You say that it doesn't look like that long a process, but I was talking to the Buy Stuff guys earlier, and they said the tutorial video is an hour long. So,
well, this tutorial video, Mike, is only 6 minutes and 36 seconds. So the mod should only take you guys 6 minutes and 36 seconds.
Really?
Well, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they said it was an hour long process to.
Well, I mean, they probably could have cut and trimmed it and made it shorter. You know what I mean? But let me know in the live chat, guys, if you guys are interested in doing this. They said it definitely improves the refresh rate and performance with OTG mode using these screens versus the stock screens. So if you have a habit of plugging in your PC, running VPX, Future Pinball, etc., you're probably going to have a better experience from a lag point of view, etc. So let's take a peek here. So yeah, you take out the monitor, and then you're going to put in these new little mounting brackets, and you're going to put your new monitor in there. And they actually have links on their website with the actual monitors you'd want to buy, like from Amazon and stuff. You got to buy the monitors separate from the kit. Yep, bring your own screen. And the reason why is, think about it. Why not just have Amazon? Why not just buy a screen from Amazon? They'll get it to your house within a couple of days. It'll probably be packed properly versus repacked, which is what Buy Stuff would have to do, right? Like, in my opinion, guys, it's best to bring your own screen, right? Like, all you need is, the hardware.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear that from you when Dragon's Lair was coming out originally.
What are you talking about?
Arcade1Up Dragon Lair, bring your own screen? No, you crucify that, but Buy Stuff, bring your own screen.
Mike, this is a screen replacement. This isn't a bring your own cell phone kind of thing, Mike. Man, you are going to die on that Arcade1Up hill. You are going to defend them. You were going to fall on that sword like Arnold Schwarzenegger during End of Days. Remember at End of Days, Schwarzenegger jumps off?
Guns N' Roses did the theme, man.
Yeah. Can TaskRabbit do this? Look at what Kevin wrote.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I love what Buy Stuff does. I saw Carlo say like, "Oh
Mhm.
man, it's so expensive." You also got to remember, like, we in this hobby expect everything to be like dirt cheap because that's kind of what we've been fed for years, and we've got deals on these because they go into retail
This is
spaces and then get
not.
clearanced out. This is a
This isn't.
small shop, right?
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, they are not Amazon. They are a very small organization. They're not going to be able to sell these kind of stuff really really cheap. You know what I mean? Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and like
You know?
I love my back box. I think the back
Yeah.
box was by far the biggest and best upgrade you can get for your original ALP HD. So a big fan of what Buy Stuff are doing, and for people that felt maybe a little disappointed that the update boards never came out for the original ALP HD and stuff like that, this may quell some of that disappointment.
Yeah. Nice little mod they did here. So if you're interested in doing that, if you're interested, make sure you guys go to the link. Excuse me. Jason put it in the live chat if you guys are interested in these conversion kits and upgrading to the 2K screen. So there you go.
Yeah, Meatball. I haven't got to experience that yet. So, yeah, that might be the best virtual pinball upgrade. 100% agree. It's just I don't have any frame of reference right now, and I was specifically talking about the ALP HD.
I'm so glad I sold my high def one. That thing is ugly AF. There you go, Big B. Okay, hey Mike, how can they save $10 with TaskRabbit?
Arcade1Up 10 in the US, and I can't remember what the Canadian code is, but I do give them credit. I do give them credit. They did do a Canadian side to TaskRabbit as well. So not only people in the US can benefit from it, so both people can. But the thing about TaskRabbit is you can just go to TaskRabbit anytime, literally anytime. And on your first tasker, you're going to get $10 off anyways.
I gotcha. That makes sense. Man, I don't have any good footage of these pinball games, Mike. I just have like YouTube Shorts footage.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what's out there right now. But, our good buddy Atul here in Canada, he picked up the games. His response to them was, again, I don't have my ALP 4K yet, so I can't comment on it. I do have the game pack ordered, and I'm excited to try it out when it finally gets here. But Atul said he really likes them. He finds the flipper leg to be almost gone. Like, he doesn't notice it at all. But he does say that the graphics looked a little bit downgraded. He said the graphics looked a little bit rough. So I haven't really seen video from it. I've just got a tools, basically his comments right now.
Yeah. Let's get the live chat on the screen. How many of you guys picked up the Star Trek pinball games that you can run natively on the AtGames ecosystem? And what are your thoughts on those games, how they looked and how they performed? And while we're waiting for your honest feedback to come in, I'll share my experience. I went ahead and I purchased the pack and I put the games on my machine. And what I noticed, and I put a couple YouTube shorts on my channel, one for each game, each 60 seconds long. Unfortunately, I can't really, you can't, I should have recorded some horizontal footage. I really should have, because you can't really see this stuff on this stream, but we're going to try. What I can say is, yeah, that's, see, that looks terrible. And there's no way to like make this
Just
bigger.
show it. That's all we can do. Do what you can
Yeah.
do. Don't worry about it.
It looks terrible. All right, so I don't know of any footage out there where anyone's got the cameras held to the side. I've seen a ton of footage like this, YouTube shorts and stuff. What I can say is when it comes to flipper delay and stuff, there was still flipper delay, but in my opinion, it was, just as good as Adam's Family and Snoopy right now in the current state of things. We actually had a conversation about this in the best Facebook group, the officially unofficial AtGames Facebook group. We actually had a conversation about this, and this is just my opinion. Guys, it's all opinions. In my opinions, it's we were talking about the games, and I said, you know what it is? It's playable, but not 100% enjoyable. I think is the comment I left that someone asked me in the Facebook group. So it's like it's almost there. It's like if they just fix this flipper delay, if it was 100% the way it should be, I think they would have had a clear cut winner. But that's not to say that the games themselves are horrible. Many people so far, Mike, have actually been very pleased with the performance of these Star Trek games that I've seen on social media.
I've seen pretty positive responses to them so far.
Yep, I've seen pretty positive responses to them. A lot of people seem to be enjoying them. A lot of people, are enjoying the performance of them and things like that. And then there's, some, diehards and, people like me who want it to be perfect, who are, we're still complaining about it. But you know what? These are the title games for these machines. This is one of the big reasons, selling points of buying these machines is the ability to play these games. And if you think about it, Mike, this is what's interesting is, I had said to someone, I was talking with someone else on a Facebook group, and I was like, well, it's been 4 months. Hopefully they'll fix it within 6 months. And the guy reminded me that it's actually been longer than 4 months. It's actually been over 7 months because these machines were in Chicago, Mike. These were at the Chicago Pinball Expo, and they were running Adam's Family back then. And as of today, have things gotten better? Yes. Have they made improvements? Yes. But is the problem truly fixed and gone for these Zen games on this hardware? No, it's not. And it's been 7 months.
No, that's some constructive math right there. They were released.
It's Steiner math, and it works.
It is
Mike.
Steiner math, but they were
Steiner
released,
math, and
they
it
were
works.
released to the public in January. That's when they came out publicly, when the machine launched, and it's been since then, since the retail version launched, that they've been trying to fix it.
Even
the beta build doesn't count.
Even public release, they've been working on these things longer, and it still hasn't been figured out. It still hasn't been resolved. So it needs to get resolved because honestly, that's like really the only major gripe with these machines. Everything else is pretty much okay. You know what I mean? Like everything else is pretty good.
Yeah, so I see different varying comments depending on where you go about the gameplay and the enjoyability. A lot of people, and it depends on what your level and your expectation is. Like, even to this day, even though I own a real pinball machine, I've been playing pinball a lot virtually for the last 4 years. I would still consider myself relatively novice. So I don't know if I would have the same expectations somebody else would. My comments might be different. So I mean, there's lots of differing opinions out there. I like the fact that they're trying. They're getting these, really good IPs working with Zen. And hopefully, when I finally get a chance to play them, if I feel that the flipper lag is really bad, hopefully they can get it fixed.
Yeah. So here's the Star Trek table. And, the Kelvin timeline table, actually, the more I played it, the more fun it actually gets. I don't know about you guys. Like, this is one of those tables, or games, I should say, that you're like, oh, it's the Kelvin timeline. It's not the original Star Trek. Why would I want to play this game? Well, actually, if you play this a lot, this game is actually probably out of the 3 games, this is the game where you'll get the highest scores. It's a more high-scoring game. And, for some reason, if you score big points, people think they're having a better time, a better experience. So this is a more of a high scoring game, but actually it's really fast. Like once you figure out the loops and the paths to travel in order to unlock the different video modes. And actually I was crapping on this game just like everyone else when it got announced. But the more you actually play it, spend time with it, this game's kind of fun. Like, I'm actually liking this one more than Deep Space Nine and Discovery. Now, that Discovery table, I'm not enjoying, like, really at all, guys. Not saying that the game is bad, but, like, the theme and the music and the call-outs and stuff, it just, like, Star Trek Discovery, to me, is, like, the worst Star Trek TV show that was ever made. Like, I just can't get behind that show.
I've never watched it.
Star Trek Next Generation, though, is a pretty decent virtual pinball game. But I got to tell you, this Kelvin Timeline game is actually surprising me. And guys, let me know in the live chat. Is it better than you thought it would be? Kelvin Timeline, let me know in the live chat. I think it's actually a lot better than I thought it would be.
I've played them all on Pinball FX, and I think they're pretty good games and stuff like that. So, I don't have the experience playing it myself. I'm glad people are enjoying them. That's all I will say.
Yeah. There you go. Yes, Corner K, we're down 2 super dudes. Absolutely. We had to lay him off. But what we're going to do is Mike, what's that thing that Arcade1Up just hired?
Yeah, well, Danny, sorry about this. We called TaskRabbit. We're waiting for our taskers to show up,
Yes,
join us on the show.
see, that's the joke. That's the joke that I was trying to make. Is Mike, if we're ever down a host, we'll just call TaskRabbit and they'll send somebody over.
We got a tasker
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I can't stand Discovery, but thank you. Someone agreed with me. There, now I feel validated. If you play all three pinball games, in my opinion, Kelvin is actually the most fun. It's the best. It's
I
the
know
one that
a tool
go
said
ahead.
that he really liked Deep Space Nine.
Deep
Really
Space
liked it.
Nine to me would be number two, and that's hard for me to say because actually it's not hard for me to say because I hated Deep Space Nine too. But Discovery's worse than Deep Space Nine. Oh man, you got to go Star Trek: The Next Generation, original Star Trek, Voyager. Let's see here. What are the other ones? Oh, uh, Strange New Worlds is
Strange New Worlds.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Strange New Worlds on Prime right now is fantastic. Go watch the first two seasons. You will fricking love Star Trek again if you watch Strange New Worlds. That show is so good. That show is so good. Okay, there you go. Mike of all trades is here. Mike is always doing tournaments and stuff, Mike. So if there's any tournament announcements you want to make, feel free to throw those in the live chat.
Yeah, Mike, don't you have a MK1 tournament coming up like tonight or something like that?
Yeah. Let us know, man. I looked all over and I didn't find R2D2 on any of the three tables. Very, very funny.
Anyways,
All right.
what's exciting for me on this one is I was gonna say this is the first Zen pinball release, but Snoopy was already out, so I'm wrong about that. Snoop was already out before this, so this is not the first release outside of Adam's Family. No, I'm wrong. Snoopy was already out.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Jay. I watched Star Trek Enterprise for two reasons. Number one, it's supposed to be three. Number one, it's supposed to be the very, very first Enterprise ship. So I thought that was kind of cool seeing how they learned to develop shields and photon torpedoes and stuff like that. Like that was cool watching the show because and learning all that stuff, right? But the number two reason, probably the most important reason, was to Paul. I mean, come on, one of the hottest, the only girl that would give 7 of 9 a run for her money, and who is the hottest female character in all of Star Trek. T'Pol would be right up there with 7 of 9. She was gorgeous. And then, of course, Scott Bakula, my Quantum Leap guy, is Captain Archer, I think. And he, I didn't think he did a horrible job. So, yeah, I thought Star Trek Enterprise was okay. Terrible opening theme song. You know what I mean? But, yeah, T'Pau. Yeah, we should just call her Wow. There you go. Star Trek Enterprise, actually not that bad in my opinion. There's only 4 seasons, and guess what? They're all on Amazon Prime. Go binge watch them. So there you go.
So, other than that, the other big news coming out of AtGames this week is the ALP 4KP is now out of pre-order status. So
What does
now
that mean?
you can just buy it, and they'll ship it out 2 days later. They're ready to go.
So they got through all the pre-orders?
Yeah, no more hold on inventory, so you can just buy it right away. And the good thing about that is there's a sale coming up April 26th to 29th, so hopefully we get some lowered prices on the ALP 4KP. I know a lot of people are looking at that Attack from Mars and saying, man, that is good looking, but I don't want to pay $14.99, so hopefully you can save a couple buckaroonies during this sale coming up this weekend, and maybe some game pack sales too.
Yeah, so there you go. Well, the only nice thing about that is if someone places an order, it might ship within a week or so, right? So you don't have to wait.
People are getting it like 2 days later, like when these immediate ones come out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we have a ton of Evercade stuff we want to talk about, and but is there anything else I'm missing, Mike?
No, that's it from the AtGames. There was some emails out about their servers. They had a server outage there the other night. Actually, when most people started getting their Star Trek tables, they couldn't do the download, so they've been fighting some server issues. So there's some updates on that. I don't have them here in front of me, but guys, go check them out. So they're getting their servers back up, and one thing AtGames is really good about is putting out really detailed information on what's going on. So, you can go to either the AtGames page or the official AtGames Legends Pinball 4K fan page. They post in both those. Go check out detailed information on what's going on with the servers.
Yeah, we have a pretty good ballpark idea as to how many of these AtGames pinball machines actually arrived in the United States, at least via boat. Any that they sent over via airplane, which it appears some came over via plane. So we're never going to be able to tell you a definite number as to how many came over. But it's interesting that they had some extra stock and they put it up for sale and it sold out. So my guess is those were canceled pre-orders that they put up for sale. Like that's like, would that be a fair guess? Plus maybe a few extra.
What? I'm lost here. So you're saying the ones that are available for sale now are canceled pre-orders?
Well, they all sold out. Like they said, hey, we're done shipping pre-orders, but we have these available now. We're putting it up for order, and then they sold out fairly quickly. So it doesn't sound like there were very many of these units available. So maybe they were just, canceled pre-orders, things like that.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
I'm
know.
I'm, I'm asking. I'm guessing.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I wasn't really following that. I knew that
Yeah.
they were trying to get to a point with their production where they were caught up with the pre-orders and they had stock readily available. And that's the point they're at now. That's all I know.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Canada too. I was
Well,
talking to the distributor the other day, and I remember when the initial sale went up, there was some concerns that they didn't sell well in Canada. But like, I mean,
mhm,
the distributor was sold out at like for the last like 3-4 weeks. So he's finally getting a new shipment in
that's
coming
great.
up this week.
That's great. That's great. So, and also, AtGames announced they're not doing this pre-order stuff anymore. So now they're just going to surprise us. You'll be like, "Hey guys, we now have, there's Attack from Mars in stock. Put your orders in now." I guess that's
Yeah,
kind of how it's going to go.
I think that's a good thing because they did get a lot of flack on the people picking apart every detail of like the pre-order process because like companies try to do the best job they can and sometimes like things have to change and people were like picking every little detail apart. So maybe in a way, it's better that you just have the product, it's ready to go. You just put it out. There's no question about pre-order, no question about changing your order to get something else, anything like that. Here's the product, buy it now.
Yeah, good stuff, man. All right, you ready to talk about some cool Evercade stuff?
Oh yeah.
Evercade kind of came out of nowhere this week, and it was interesting that they said, "Hey guys, we got a new Giga Cart coming," and they accidentally leaked what it was, and then they took it down, but not before a lot of the bigger, more popular console gaming channels picked up the news story. But then it officially got confirmed like the next day or the day later that Tomb Raider games are coming to Evercade and are going to be running on their little cartridges now, and you can play this on your EXP, on your VS console, etc. So, what do you think about this, Mike?
I think that's a great thing. The Giga carts are definitely a step in the right direction. I was saying it's been a while since we got something really exciting from Evercade, and this is definitely exciting. I got fond memories of first getting my original PlayStation, playing Tomb Raider, and then Tomb Raider 2. By the time I got my PlayStation, Tomb Raider 1 was in greatest hits territory. Tomb Raider 2 I bought brand new, so going back and replaying those, get ready for some really, gruesome tank controls, but I'm looking forward to some fun.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of shocked me. I didn't think that they would do the Tomb Raider games, but hey, I'm all for it. I think when this cartridge goes up for pre-order, I'm gonna place a pre-order myself because I'm interested in checking out, seeing how these games run on their hardware. As we know, their hardware can run emulate a lot of PlayStation 1 type games, right?
Yeah,
So, so these games should, I'm not expecting there to be any issues. And it should hopefully be a fun experience. So,
it's been a while since I picked up an Evercade cartridge. I'll probably grab this one.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't bought one in a little while. I slowed down, but then again, they were making a lot of the some of the computer cartridges like the common the C64
Commodore
and the
64 and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
I just got no
yeah,
nostalgia
yeah.
or nostalgia for those at all, so I didn't really have a
Yeah,
lot of interest in buying.
yeah, the C64 and the Amiga cartridges really weren't for me. I did buy one and try the games out, and I was like, okay, these are kind of cool, but I kind of don't want to play them.
So later on tonight, guys, our buddy Brooklyn Menace is actually going to be doing a show, and he's going to be talking all about the Evercade.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's like the biggest Evercade
Yep.
guy out there. Go check out Brooklyn Menace later tonight. I think he's doing a show solo too. He advertised it in Super Game Room Dudes.
He
Go
fired
check him
his
out tonight.
host. He fired them.
I don't know. I don't know.
What Brooklyn? Spill the tea, bro. What happened to your co-host? Did you fire them?
Layoffs like tonight, right?
We had to
Sometimes,
lay
man,
we
business
had
is
to
down.
we had to lay off half our staff over here on Super Gamer Dudes. Brooklyn, did you have to do the same thing? Let us know in the live chat.
So I will be honest. We're going to talk about the exciting news in a second, but there's another cartridge release, the Thalamus collection, and I had to ask P-Dubs, what the fuck is Thalamus?
Hey, I told you, Mike. If it's in a blue case, it's another one of their computer games.
Yeah, and I will apologize. This is not a shot at the iArcade, but different people like different things. So whenever the iArcade would say, "Hey, this week we're doing another homebrew or another what was it? ColecoVision game," I'd be like, "Here we go again." And every time that Evercade releases like one of these C64 carts or something like that, I'm just like, not for me.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Hang on a second. I think my PC froze here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can find the Thalamus announcement while you're doing that. Just get these pictures of Anchi Utgard down off my computer. She is a looker. So, anyways, bring up Evercade. The loudest keyboard. You found it? Okay.
I found no. I found the Nostalgia console, which we'll get to in just a second.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. So, here is the Thalamus announcement.
Are you sure, Mike? Mike, what if we have a hot take on this one? I don't know, man. We might have a hot take here on this console.
Hot take on the console?
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of people in an uproar about this console.
Oh well, yeah, I know about that. I don't have a hot take on it at all. I don't understand why people would.
Hit maximize there. Here we go. All right, let's check this out. So these are the Thalamus. Am I saying that right?
Thyroid games.
Thalamus games. Like, dude, just give me all my old Dungeons and Dragons games and give me my old the Black Cauldron, get me Police Quest, get me all those games. Those are the old computer games I want to play. Like, get me all those games. But we'll see here. This could be cool looking.
Yeah. Nope.
That looks like Caveman Joe and Mac almost, doesn't it?
Doesn't mean it's good.
That first game, the side-scrolling shooter, looked fun.
Well, every side-scrolling shooter is pretty much the same. It depends on the...
Yeah.
Well, that's a winner. This looks like Action 50... Well, I can't even remember the name of it now. Action 52 on the NES. That's what Thalamus Collection reminds me of.
Yeah, I don't know if I would... I don't know if I'd want to pick that up.
Yeah, I don't think that's for me.
I mean, but then again, you never know. Like we were talking earlier, sometimes if you try some games, they might surprise you.
You're surprised, right?
So for instance, Jasmine just said there's a Black Cauldron game. Yes, the old Sierra games on PC. Like we're talking Black Cauldron was a great game. Police Quest. I think Leisure Suite Larry was
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, Suit Larry.
Put some respect on his name.
Sorry. Like those were a lot of the PC games I would play on my dad's computer until we got a couple consoles in the house finally. But those were fun.
Yeah, we also got to remember the Evercade team is very European, so a lot of the stuff they put out there. It's not a joke. Like a lot of the stuff they put out there is not necessarily tailored to North American audiences like ourselves.
Yeah, no, it's fun, Jasmine. If you can emulate that game. So if you find the Black Cauldron old PC game from Sierra, give it a shot. Play it, man. It's fun. You're gonna need a keyboard though, because you gotta type in commands and stuff. So, all right. So, but then the other news came out, and this actually I saw a polarizing response from their fans, Mike. If you look at their YouTube video where they announce these new consoles coming out, as well as their Discord and stuff. It reminds me of that one. All these companies, Arcade1Up, AtGames, Evercade. There's just no pleasing you, Mr. Powers. Is that it, or who says that in Austin Powers?
A lot of the community has become
we're spoiled,
very jaded.
We're all spoiled.
Yeah. Spoiled is not the right term.
Yeah.
Like most people are awesome, and it's just people have high expectations, and I get it too. Like
Yeah.
I turn into a Nintendo Direct, and I piss on all the stuff that I'm not interested in.
Right,
I
right.
just want what I want, right?
Yeah, so these came out and these are newer, cheaper versions of the existing hardware. They got different color lights on them, different color buttons on them, and they're also missing the Capcom games because those that license I guess is
Yeah,
gone. And also the EXP no longer will have an HDMI out to your TV for those who want to play it on their big TV. So there's a couple hardware changes, but for the most part, it's the same thing. Uh, and their community was upset. They're like, "Oh, should because they would expect to hear about a new console or something like that." And I'm like, "Dude, the VS and stuff isn't that old."
what else are they gonna do? Like, there's not much of an upgrade to do right
Yeah.
now. Like,
So, I mean, these cheaper options that are like $100, I think though, and keep in mind, we're not Evercade channels. There are some, Mike, there are some YouTube channels out there that are devoted to
dedicated to
Evercade.
Evercade channels. Yeah,
All they talk is about Evercade. Their entire lives revolve around the Evercade. And I'm like, guys, calm down because this is a low cost barrier, low cost entry to get more people onto that platform.
yeah.
You know what I mean? More users. And the more users you have buying cartridges, the bigger and better licenses and things can come down the road for this company, right? So in my opinion, them selling a cheaper one, it's like the Nintendo Switch Lite. Like, did the Nintendo Switch Lite put Nintendo out of business? Like, no, it helped add a bunch of owners who didn't want to spend money for the normal one,
That's
right?
right. Yeah,
That's what this is. So like, am I going to be buying these? No, because I have the other versions.
yeah.
But hey, man, if it means they'll get even bigger and better games like Tomb Raider and shit like that, Duke Nukem, like keep bringing that stuff, man. I think that's pretty cool in my opinion.
I got to go back and get the Duke Nukem card. I can't believe I skipped that one.
I have them. I have them all. I
So
have both of them.
just to go back a little bit, I think the big thing here is they're trying to come out with a good price point, and they're also trying to come out with a different look. This is not an upgrade model for people that already have these. This is more
Mhm.
so let's try to get some more different customers, and for collectors that want different versions of the Evercade, maybe you can jump in on it. But can you bring it back up for a second? Because
I will. I gotta remember the thing about the controversy though with this, the
oh,
big
okay, go ahead.
controversy.
Yeah,
I had to make sure I had this ready for the viewers because this actually shocked all of us, and this might be why he didn't come on the show tonight. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
well, that I was going to talk about it too, actually.
I know. Well, here,
Yeah,
let's talk about it first. Mike, a lot of people have been asking, what does the R mean with
yeah,
Evercade? What is with
yeah.
the R? Does it mean refurb? What does it mean, Mike?
Nostalgia.
It does mean. So this confirms that nostalgia works for Evercade.
Well, we already knew that. I mean,
Mike, you notice that the colors they went with on the EXPR are his channel colors as well?
yes, but P Dubs, here's the joke. Back when we saw the VS originally, the VS was first announced, we had some contact with Evercade, and Nostalgia actually sent them a version of the VS done with these exact colors, telling them to make a Nostalgia edition. This is a long-term plan that Nostalgia had. This is not even a joke. It's 100% serious. Nostalgia actually presented them with a Nostalgia version of the VS, and now we've got it. Not a joke.
Yes, Jasmine, this is the smoking gun. Nostalgia has exposed himself, and not like he does at public outings. I mean, we're talking right here. It's his narcissism. Mike, he couldn't control it. He's like, hey, you know what, guys? You know what'd be great? Put an R at the end of it. Put an R at the end of it.
Yeah, that is
Hey,
that
you know
is
what,
most
guy?
definitely.
If you guys are looking for new colors for your console, have you guys checked out my YouTube channel banner? Have you guys seen my color? I'm pretty sure that Nostalgia. Well, guys, we're just kidding around. Nostalgia obviously isn't involved in all this, but
No,
or is he?
I'm 100% serious. He made a color swap of the VS and asked them to make a version of it. 100%.
Oh my goodness, too funny.
Yeah, guys, but Nostalgia's not really involved because you'd be able to hack it and put, the PlayStation Classic. What is it?
Yeah.
What does he put on everything? What's the emulator?
Um, I forget which one he does all the time.
He's got a very specific one that he does. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not a emulator type guy. His PlayStation Classic mod, where he puts that specific emulator on the PlayStation Classic.
Yeah, but he plays all kinds of systems on his PlayStation Classic, not just PlayStation, right?
Yeah, no, no, no. But there's a specific emulator he likes to go to, and I can't remember what one it's called.
I can't remember either. Just wait for the 19K Fox edition, ladies and gentlemen. It'll have green and orange coloring, just like the Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo.
So the big differences with these is with the console itself. The only real big difference is I think it just comes with one controller as opposed to two.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the VS, no Capcom games from the start, and also no HDMI output.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so some of the hardware's been changed slightly, but there's almost the same, almost the same thing at a lower price point. Now they also gave us a nice little roadmap. So I love it when companies do this, right? You know, New Wave Toys has done their little blue roadmap of all their little arcade silhouettes over the years. You know what I mean? But Evercade put this out. So as you guys can see, we have Sunsoft, Pico, and then we have Tomb Raider coming out in July. Then you have the Thalamus collection coming out in July. Here's those Evercade Nostalgia editions. We're just going to call them the Nostalgia editions, Mike. The Nostalgia editions. But then check this out, guys. They got even more hardware coming out. If I had to guess, Mike, I'm thinking right here. Do you think they're going to come out with a whole new console that's high powered, even better? Or do you think this is just going to be more hyper mega touch type things? That's what I'm thinking.
You know what's funny? A lot of times companies come out with a new model of their existing hardware right before releasing more powerful gear. So maybe that's what we're going to see. Maybe we're going to see
Oh, so you actually think it's going to be a new system?
Well, you look right here,
system.
July, and then November, we're getting new hardware again.
Yes.
I can't imagine it's just going to be a color swap here.
Well, that's why I'm thinking, like, if they're doing these here, I was thinking, okay, they're just going to come out with more of those hyper mega,
Well, that's possible too.
Oh, hold on. I think I have one right here. Oh my God, it fell under my desk. The Hyper Mega Touch, these things. So wouldn't it surprise me if they're just coming out with new versions of these, right? Maybe that are even cheaper. Who knows?
Oh, maybe Fox has got it. But before that, yes, RetroArch is what Nostalgia puts on everything. RetroArch.
I thought he always used Hack-Chi. I thought he made a lot
No,
of
he
Hack-Chi
uses Hack-Chi to add the games, but the actual emulator on the stuff is RetroArch.
Okay. Well, you know what he needs to do, Mike, to clear all this up? He just needs to make a how to mod your PlayStation Classic in 2024 video.
Let's start the controversy here. Maybe Evercade is coming out with an arcade cabinet. Maybe that's the new hardware.
Oh, that would be interesting. They have some good licenses.
Yeah.
EXP OLED screens. That'd be interesting. More Super Pockets. That's where my brain was at, Brooklyn.
That's probably the most reasonable guess, I think.
Yep. Or skins of the VSR and stuff like that. So, in my opinion, so let's put this in the live chat here, Mike, for everybody. I got to stop sharing my screen here. I want your honest feedback, everybody, and don't.
I don't want your honest feedback. I want your shill feedback. Give me your shill feedback in the comments.
We'll put another one of these quick polls in. Start a poll. So, do you think this is all good for Evercade, Mike?
I don't see anything bad with what they're doing.
Okay.
I was excited for Tomb Raider. I was excited for the VSR and the EXPR announcements. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep. So what's interesting is what's funny is I'll make a video showing people like, hey guys, this is how I added a bunch of games to a system that's basically, we're downloading images with a bunch of preloaded games that Mike, are games that we didn't pay for, right? And then I'd make a video about Evercade, and then some people would be like, why would I pay for this when I could just download like all these games for free off the internet somewhere? I think the whole thing with Evercade is they're trying to every company has to come up with a good value add, like a reason to buy your product, right? For AtGames, it was actually the whole, let's be honest, guys, the whole coin ops and bringing your own games. Like that stuff is cooler than the built in games. And probably why people went with AtGames versus Arcade1Up, the value add there. Like Arcade1Up had their own value add. They're bringing you what were supposed to be licensed recreations as closely as possible to these arcade machines, right? But when it comes to Evercade, the value add there is you're for collectors. Collectors
Yeah.
who collect consoles, physical media, clamshells, love the whole feeling of putting a cartridge in a system and full on instruction booklets and things like that. Like that's the value add. That's the customer that they're targeting. And if you're not interested in that, then an Evercade's not for you. Just go download these games off the internet, play them for free, right? But they found a fan base who really like collecting this shit.
Well, there's not a lot of companies doing like that old school cartridge based collection with
Right.
the clamshells. It takes you back to a more nostalgic time. Like we all remember, for those of us that bought and collected Sega Genesis games, you get a new Genesis game, you'd have your instruction manual in there, the clamshell, you put it on your shelf, you display it. So they're hitting a nostalgia bone that other companies aren't doing right now.
Yeah. So, Mike, I want us both to answer this, and I'll answer this question first from JT. Do you think the VS or EXP is a better way to enjoy the games? As of right now, today, in my own personal opinion, the Evercade VS console is more fun to play their games on. And the reason why is the EXP, although it's an improvement over the original Evercade handheld, there's some audio issues with the EXP that they still need to get fixed. And hopefully they can fix it with some kind of system update or firmware update. But so the games sound clearer and better like a television or PC monitor, whatever I have the VS plugged into. So hopefully that answers your question. Mike, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. It's one of the comments that I came away with both times on both reviews I did of the EXP and the original Evercade was the speakers are a little tinny. Like you're not getting that booming sound you get from like a Nintendo 3DS or like most other handhelds, right? So I did notice the speakers. They're not bad, but like they're more on the low budget TV speakers. Sometimes you used to get like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You'd
I know
buy
what you mean.
like you'd buy like one of those off brand TVs and you get it home
Yeah.
and you'd be like, oh, the sound. I'm gonna
Mm.
have to buy a sound bar for this.
Oh man, Walmart had this TV for the 60-inch TV for 100
85
bucks.
inch TV for $235.
Like I was sure I got a good deal, bro. And I love this from Retro Lab Rat. Collect this shit should be Evercade's tagline. There you go.
No, there's not the same. Well, I don't know what P Dubs is talking about. I'm talking about the actual quality of the speakers on the handhelds.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm talking about.
yeah,
The when you play on the handheld, the sound isn't that great. There's some like static sound issues going on there versus when I plug it into the monitor via HDMI, sounds better. Like or actually just playing it through the VS console, I should say. So there you go.
this is breaking news. Jason's $5 super chat and might finally jump on the Evercade now that TaskRabbit will unbox and install it for me. So going back to Arcade1Up and TaskRabbit,
Oh
I
no,
did.
can we not?
I
Can
did
we
see.
not?
I did see a lot of comments on my video and on like social media of people saying, "Doesn't Arcade1Up realize that building this thing is half the experience?" Like people talk about
Yeah.
doing it with their kids and stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah.
All right, I put a poll in the live chat. I said, guys, is the Evercade a product to watch during 2024? Are good things happening? And Mike, check this out. 65% have voted yes, 35% no.
I don't know if it's a product to watch. I still don't think like I will be hard here and I will tell the truth. I still question whether or not they can go out and get some more of the like larger titles that people are looking for. Tomb Raider's a really good title.
Tomb
Like
Raider's
more
a
of
big
that.
title.
Really big title. But like you know what I mean? Like if you're looking to
Duke
build
Nukem
a
was a big title. How are these not big titles?
uh,
What do you
it's
want? Metal Gear Solid? That's what you want?
well, I think anybody here would know what I mean. When we're talking about console gaming, there's a lot of good games on the Evercade, but
Right.
there's not a lot of great games. Those iconic
It
console
sounds
games we all
familiar.
remember.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
It's a lot like the iArcade. The iArcade brought a lot of good stuff to it. It was really interesting, but they still miss out on getting those
Yep.
really high end licenses. JT
Yep.
Brunick, yes, Capcom blew me away when they got it,
Yeah.
but they don't have that license anymore, and we never got that on cartridge. So keep that in mind.
All right. Emails are going out about the AtGames server issues. Yeah, that's been interesting. Like their servers were down. They've implemented some 5-stage plan to bring everything up. And then on top of that, they announced earlier today, like their PayPal systems were down. Like, what's going on with AtGames, man? What is happening over there? They got a lot of tech issues going on right now, man.
Could be a million things. I have no idea.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
Frank D brings up a good the thing that's really good about the Evercade as opposed to the iArcade is you don't have that high, purchase price when you jump in. It's not like you're dropping $500 for an arcade cabinet and then you don't get the games you want. Like it's much lower risk at $100 or even buying the Retroid Pockets Goes and stuff like that. So
Yep. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, belching. This is what happens when you drink too much soda pop.
So I'm really excited for Evercade. Do
Yeah,
I
good
think
for
it's
them,
like?
man.
Do I
Good
think
for
it's
them.
like? Oh man, we got to pay attention to Evercade. Yes and no. Like I don't know. I'm still waiting for like, boom, the big one to drop.
Oh, man.
Like Contra, something like that. Like if they came out with a Konami collection, Contra collection, something like that.
What are you talking about? New employee at AtGames, John D. The email that they sent out was about their server recovery plan. It was the same thing that we already talked about.
John didn't end up going to work for AtGames. Can you imagine how crazy that would have been? That we know Michael Zvrabek, when IRK closed down, went to work for AtGames. And can you imagine if John D went to work there too? Like all the titular heads, really, of these companies going back like 2 years ago, all working in the same space? That would have been nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't he consulting with Unico?
I don't think officially. Like,
Ah.
yeah. But like John's always been close with Bill. And, it's funny too because like John was like public enemy number one in the Unico community for a while there after the high-low hack stuff went down, but
Well, he was public enemy with the
he was public
AtGames
enemy with a lot of people.
with the AtGames community, with the
Yeah.
IRK community. Let's be honest, John. One thing you gotta say about John is whether you liked him or hate him, when it came to business, he was I would say the ultimate cock blocker. Does that make sense? Like if his goal was to make sure that his business is winning and your business isn't able to get licenses and access to certain games or titles, then he did his job because that's what he was good at. Now, I have my own personal feelings about his behavior on social media, but we don't need to open up all that old stuff nowadays. That stuff's all dead and over with, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Supposedly, he's working on releasing his own arcade or arcade company, is the rumors we've heard, but we got nothing to back that up until we see something in
19K
writing.
Fox has all kinds of inside info. He told me the company's name is the One Upper. So
Oh God. Don't make up rumors. All right, Mike. I promised viewers an hour and 18 minutes, and we've gone an hour and 38. So we're 20 minutes past schedule here. So
yeah, sun's getting real low there, P-dubs.
the sun's getting real. What I love about Mike is we've seen so many of the same movies. Sometimes Mike and I will quote movies back and forth on the show. And have you ever noticed in the opposite corners of the stream, Nostalgia and Detroit Love have no idea what you and I are talking about?
Nostalgia's only ever watched two movies.
I feel bad for him. So make sure you guys. Brooklyn Menace is doing his show tonight. If you want to head over there, She Lion's also doing a stream where she's talking about that new Nintendo emulator that just came out. We were going to talk about it tonight, but I figured let's wait for Nostalgia because he would love to talk about that. And if we talk about that and tell him next week we're not talking about it, he will have a freaking stroke.
I don't think Nostalgia has iPhone though, so I think this is specific for iPhone.
Yeah, but he loves talking about that stuff. And if we tell him next week, nope, we talked about it last week, he's going to get all mad. So
really quickly, I know people you want to go and people want to go, but I got through Fallout this week. Have you watched all of Fallout?
I watched all Fallout. I
Oh, what a
fucking love Fallout.
fantastic show! What a fantastic show!
Yeah.
If you guys, even if you're not familiar with the game, you owe yourself. Kevin, okay, Brooklyn streams in 3 minutes, so I'll be quick about this. Go check out Fallout. Like, what an amazing conception of the show. It's not like The Last of Us where it's following the game really closely. This is very different, but it's so in tone with what you would experience. It felt like playing a new Fallout game. That's how it kind of felt. The flashbacks,
I
the
loved it.
backstory, and all that stuff. Like,
I loved it.
really, really well done.
And I literally have a mad crush on Lucy, the main character. So
I got a mad crush on Harold Boggins, the Skull Man, the ghoul.
the goal. I figured as much, Mike. All right, guys. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, do us a favor. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And guys, it's Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us in the fun house. Hopefully we'll be at full strength next week.
Oh, one thing. Make sure you get your cats and your pets spayed and neutered.
Oh my God. If you're interested in talking about emulation, head over to Jade's channel. If you're interested in talking about Evercade stuff, head over to Brooklyn Menace. We'll talk to you guys next week. You guys have a good night. Oh, and until next time, we'll see you on the web.
On the web.